Yes, thank God somebody has contributed, and that's a very wonderful one. Explain why is it false? And somebody say he has watched several secular movies, and but there's nothing that makes it's just no moral lesson and all that. So, even after the video, you can also contribute. I will also address it back. You can also contribute. I will address it back to us. I will address it back to us. So when you contribute, I will address it back to us. So which is one of the things we need to put in place, because no secular, no sacred. Explain, true or false. So if it's false, explain. If it's true, explain. Like I said, I entered to that place, I entered to the school, a film school, a video production school, and one of the lecturers says there is nothing like sacred or spiritual, including sound. He said there is nothing like sacred or spiritual. You understand? So I want us to discuss about this. Let me hear your comment. Let me hear the country you're watching from. Let me hear the country you're watching from. And like I said, we're not going to take too long time online today. Just wanted to make it interactive so that you can share. Quite a number of people have been joining, and that's awesome. That's awesome. So you can tell us where you're watching from. Tell us where you're watching from. Let us know your view about the topic. It's a very, very wonderful topic. You can contribute at any time. You can share the video at any time. So like I said, how do we view it? And someone said, no, is it not camera? They use camera, we use camera. So what is let these Christian people stop deceiving us and say that it's a Christian film. They take long shot, I'm taking long shot. So what's the problem? So why don't deceive me, please. Don't deceive me. I'm sorry. So don't deceive me. Is it not the same thing? You use tripod, I use tripod. You edit on different things. I edited on. I shoot on my film in full HD. So film is film. So what are you telling me? You do some of your thing on DVD and all that. So I did my own on DVD. So what is the big deal there? You understand? My format is your format. So what's the big deal? What's the big deal? My format is my format. So you use your MPEG 2 or whatever, MPEG 4. You use this. I use Adobe to edit. You use Adobe to edit. I use Apple Final Cut Pro to edit. So don't tell me something is spiritual. So don't try to spiritualize. Don't be religious about it. You know, they keep on saying something. I use any available tool you use, and final packaging is the same thing. You pass through the process of pre-production, production, and post-production. So don't tell me something is spiritual. Don't tell me something is secular. Don't tell me something is sacred. So that's the topic we are talking about. Our brother, please mention your name, where you're watching from, and let us hear your contribution. Like I said, it's going to be interactive, and that is why I'm waiting for some of us to drop our notes, then we can deliberate on it. If you agree and disagree, explain why you disagree that is film is not film. Then where you agree that film is film, let me know. So please, that is just it. I say, okay, if a film is edited and the sound, the dialogue and all that, everything is the music score, we do the music score, I do the music score. So film is film, Gary. So I was at first, like I said, I wanted to react. I wanted to react badly and say, excuse me, sir, I disagree. But I discover I'm in a class. So I need to listen to what he believes. Let me know the content of why he said what he said. Then having listened to the content of what he said, then I discovered that, wow, if it's in this content, then I disagree more vehemently. I disagree more vehemently. Some people believe you are caging yourself when you say, I'm into film, I'm into Christian filmmaking. You understand? When they ask me, who are you? I'm a filmmaker. What kind of film do you specialize on? That is what I'm talking about, film genre. There has come a time that there is a film genre. Film is not film, but Steve said, film is not film. They are separated by both the intent of the producer and the content therein. I love that. Intent and content. Wow, that's a very good one. Let's keep it the ball rolling. You can also pass your comment, please. I love that. Is the intent of the, why do you want to produce that film? Why do you want to produce that film? So if film is film and film is not film, let's see the intent. But we have some people, we have some Christian filmmakers who also go out to make films because of money or because of popularity. Some people want to prove point to other believers and say, well, we are the hinting, we are the one on the. So what do you say to that? Can you also buttress what you have the point, Brother Steve? Can you also buttress the point you have raised? Can you buttress the point? So like I said, as you're watching, please feel free. It's an interactive session today. So I found myself along the line. There was a time I was privileged to help out in a production. I started as a script supervisor before the Lord gave me the grace to be able to develop myself, and I'm still developing myself to become a director. I discovered that directing is not automatic work of president of ministry, is not automatic work of leaders of the ministry. So having gone through the thing, I went through it for a longer time. I studied a lot of things, the DOP. I know the difference between a cameraman and DOP. It was so wonderful. Wow, John, I've been waiting for you. John Oguntuashe, you are welcome. I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you. Fame is fame. No secular, no sacred. What is your opinion? Fame is fame. No secular, no sacred. Explain, true or false? I've been expecting you. I've been expecting you. So I've been expecting you, John. So as I was explaining, I was privileged, and the battery went off, and I was privileged to go to location by the secular to get the battery. And when I got there, one of the things I saw is that the presence of God with us, the anointing, the grace we carry during our location is heavier. Immediately I got to their midst, I saw a lot of difference. In my spirit, man, there was this kind of disconnection. I was somewhat disconnected. They were acting very well. They were doing everything very well, excellently well. But when I got there, I just put my pen and I said there is a big difference between the Christian filmmaking and secular filmmaking. You understand? So I'm expecting your comments, John. I'm expecting. So, but Steve, still explain. I love the intent of the producers and the content they are in. Those are the things that make the difference. Okay, good. The intent and the content. Wow, that's good. Like I said, the content of it, the techniques may be the same, but the content could be very, very different. So I want to hear from us. I want to hear from us. And that's why I'm waiting. I want to hear from us. So while I was still waiting for some people to drop their comment, I discovered that when you're talking about filmmaking, nobody has ever till now been able to come out boldly and tell those people in film industry that there is a genre we call Christian filmmaking. And the good news about Christian filmmaking is that when the advent, a lot of things has happened before. Before now, we have 10 commandments. We have a lot of ones who have come on board who have used secular people to act some of the movies, who use people from the theater department, who use people from the film school to just achieve a hymn, just the content. There's something we call pseudo-Christian film that is full of imbalance. And 2014 was declared unofficially anyway as a year of the Bible. I was wondering if they said film is film, no sacred, no secular. Why did they have to declare that year the year of Hollywood, year of the Bible? Is that not sacred? Is that not spiritual? Is that not Christian filmmaking? But unfortunately, if you watch some of those things, if you watch some of those films, a lot of adulteration, a lot of pollution in passing across the message. And that's one of the things that was so painful. It was so painful when I discovered that was so painful, very, very painful when they were to present the godly message. And I want to thank God for the Kendrick family, the Kendrick brothers who came about to do a transformation, the Kendrick brothers who came about to do the flywheel. They did the flywheel. Flywheel was not as, but it's an advent of things. The message, the content, the intent was superb. This film, as some people will say, the picture quality is not too strong. He entered the cinema in their state. It entered the cinema in their state. That's awesome. He entered the cinema in their state. Wow. I say, wow, this is awesome. Even from the beginning, by the time they go to Fireproof, wow, the Hollywood begin to look at these people. And they begin to do Christian Film Festival. And now the boldness. In Africa, we don't have a problem, because in Nigeria in particular, by the grace of God, Mount Zion Faith Ministries started the film making, and they are not the first that started the ministry. No, they are just privileged by God, first to be known, who are consistently consistent with their vision. They told us they are not the first. They have met different people. Even if you study the history, you know about Hubert Ogunde, who started in the church, in the Aladura churches, and who did the Garden of Eden and all that. So, and those are the things that you should know, that in Nigeria we know the difference between secular and spiritual. But when people have gone to film school, they keep on saying, oh, there is nothing like spiritual, there is nothing like sacred, there is nothing like secular. Now, thank God for Brother Steve. He just dropped something again. He said, if the intent of the producer is not God-driven, it is difficult for the content to carry God. I love that. The producer might jungle godly scripts together and make it look nice and seemingly good content. But let me say, okay, he said, it looks nice and seemingly, both for it is but terrified, okay, both may be termed Christian film. The intent must showcase God, and the content must follow suit. Wow. I love that. Thank you so much, sir. You know, those are the things. The intent must showcase God. It must be God-given. That's one thing about definition. Anybody who's giving any definition on Christian filmmaking or Christian drama, that the word God-given, God-inspired, God-intent is not there, I thought it myself. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. You're free to hold your own opinion, but that's me. If I'm going to enjoy any definition you are going to give for what is Christian drama or what is Christian filmmaking, and the God-given message, God-inspired message, God-leading message, God-driven, God chasing. You're chasing God. You're a God chaser. You're chasing God, not chasing him away, but chasing him to get more content, to get more ideas, to get more scripts from him. And you know, I must confess, some people say God don't give scripts. It's a school of thought, and it's another thing, another time. Maybe during this course again, we're going to talk about that. God don't give scripts. God inspires scripts. God, some people say the school of thought says, oh, their own, or they hear from God and they write lines. And some people say, no, there is nothing like that. If God is not giving any script to anybody, he inspired the message for you, go and write your script. So we're going to be talking about it one of these days. So the intent, make it God driven, God given. So let me hear your point. The question is film is film. No sacred, no secular. True or false? True or false? Explain. True or false? Explain. John, I'm expecting your comment. I'm expecting your bomb blast comment because I know you have something you want to share with the world. So as I was talking about that, in Nigeria we don't have a problem. They know that, no, there are Christian filmmakers. They know. And that is why when you compromise your standard, the secular people will know. Even the audience will say, this message is not as rich as before. In fact, our audience now, they know the difference, quite long time difference between a correct Christian message, excellent Christian message, and film and script. I'm telling you, when they watch it. I'm still going to talk about some things that we need to improve on. But I want us to first of all talk about film is film. No secular. No sacred. No sacred, no secular. True or false? Explain. So, I'm waiting for you. And like I said, we go through all those things. Whether you are doing a short film or long film, you go through all the art of filmmaking. You do your location, you go, you have a content, you have a concept, you have a lot of things that you do. So you do all those things. So that's one thing. So like I have about 14 minutes left 14 minutes left. I have about 14 minutes left. So, because I'll be logging out very soon. 14 minutes left. I don't want it to be too boring. All right. So we are waiting for the something, and even you can share it. You can also share after you leave, after the broadcast is offline. So now, one of the things is that even the casting procedure, the crew procedure, they said it's the same thing. So you do auditioning too in Christian drama, you do auditioning, you do casting, we do casting. So why the separation? Why are you trying to be holier than thou? That was the word of one guy in the industry. He said, we wear this holier than thou mentality. You sell your film, we sell our film. So what's the big deal? So, and I want to hear from you. What's your opinion about all this thing? Film is film. No secular, no sacred, no secular. True or false? Explain. So I want to know whether film is film. Some people, at least quite a number of people have said film is not film. Film is not film. And I said the techniques can be the same, but the content cannot be the same. And one of the things I will also share with us is even when we are bringing out the Christian film, Christian film is not synonymous to mediocrity, because those are the things that people say. Oh, when you are looking for bad filmmaking, go and watch Christian film. That's not correct. Even watch our films on Christian film now. Watch our films. Watch our recent films. Watch about it. We grow. How many of you can compare Courageous with some secular films? How many of you can talk about Facing the Giant? You understand? How many of you are talking about even professional actor, short movie, Check Up? How many of you can compare it? Look at the feel. You understand? How many of us can talk about Monzal movies, Zion Stone movie, Latin movie, full of content, with right interpretation? Do you get it now? How many of you can talk about Sedmi movie, The Broken Dream? You understand? How many of you can talk about it? How many of you can really see and say, wow, is this thing going on? And that's why, and like I have 11 minutes left, so, and I want to quickly maximize the time. So I'm waiting for the comment. I'm waiting for the comment. So you're free to pass your comment. I'm waiting for your comment. All right. So somebody said it must follow suit. Christian film, the intent must be to showcase God. It's not. You remember one of the broadcasts I did, and I said, "Oh, Joanne, God bless you. You're watching from US. God bless you. So you can make your contributions and all that. Don't be sentimental about it. All right. Christian filmmaking, is it the same thing, or there's no difference? That's what I mean. Is it the same thing or no difference? So I want to hear from you. Film is film. No sacred, no secular. No sacred, no secular. I want to hear from you. No sacred, no secular. So I want to hear from you. So let me hear from you. John, I'm still waiting for you. So, as I was saying, the content is different. The intent is different. I think he started with the concept. Concept can be the intent in your mind. What do you have in mind? Why do you want to produce that film? For you to make a difference between the sacred and the secular, as many of people call it, how do you make the difference? What's the intent of your heart? How many of you have watched a film that even the techniques is not so great, yet the technique is not so great, yet you you see the content that you'll be crying? How many of you, if you watch Agbaranla now compared to the latest technology, how many of us want to watch it again? We want to watch it again because the style of storytelling is strong, is compelling. You can't stop it. The anointing on it is compelling. Do we get that? So you can see. Oh, Joan says there is a difference, sir. Okay, explain the difference. I'm waiting for you to explain the difference. There's a difference. Yes, I know there is a difference. But I want people to talk. All of you are still talking, so maybe it's true or false. There's no difference. Okay, I'm still waiting for somebody that will say disagree, that there is no difference. I'm only seeing people who say they agree that there is a difference. So explain further. What do you mean by there is a difference? All right. So let's go. So, like I said, when you look at the content, I am not soliciting that we should just stay on the content. No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But I want to clarify things so that after some of us have agreed, I just want one more comment. Then I will explain what I have in mind. What I have in mind when I posted that topic. I want to really appreciate all of us who are really contributing. So even after the video, after watching the video, you are free to drop your note. Drop your note at any point in time that you are watching this. Drop your note at any point in time you are watching this. Watch your note. So you get what I'm talking about. So I'm waiting. So like I said, let me quickly say this, that the content must be intact, must be biblical, must have a biblical standard, must be balanced, no bias, not denomination inclined. That is one particular church and all that. Oh, very good. Gospel film preach Christ. Okay. Secular film, then what does it do? I don't want to give you an answer. What does it do? So if you preach, there's some secular film that preach Christ. I've watched some. I've watched some films that preaches Christ, and some films that preach Christ. I watched some films that preach Christ. So, so how do you explain that? I watch some films that preach Christ, but they are not Christian films. So what do you talk about that? Are you telling me that the okay, Christian film is a Christian film when you have Christian team? Are you telling me that? I know quite a number of things we go not on our mind. So the gospel films preach Christ. Yes. So I'm about to say something that because the Christian film does not mean that you don't put all the techniques in place. You put all the techniques, you put all the excellent thing in place. Make use of the available tool with the best in you to bring out the best in that production. So let me quickly say that because now my time is 6 minutes left. Let me quickly activate it quickly. Now, film is film. No sacred, no spiritual. No sacred, no secular. True or false? That's the question, and it's explained. Now, this is my view. Film is film when everything we do as a Christian filmmaker is what the secular people are doing. Film is film. When you use the camera they use, you use the content they use, there is nothing that leads people to Christ. The 5 cardinal points of Christian drama is not there. No revival, no regeneration, no restoration, no enlightenment, no reconciliation back to God. You understand? So, well, if those one are not there, film is film. Film is film when it comes to principles of shooting a movie. When it comes to principle of doing the cast, location, scouting, shooting schedule, film is film. But when it comes to real Christian filmmaking, the content makes the difference. In fact, content is the king. But before the content became a king or becomes a king, the intent is the primary. The intent is the priority. Why am I doing that film? What is my vision statement? What is my mission statement of doing that film? So is it to prove to people that I'm also there? Is it to contribute to my financial without so that I can also have more money? Is it another avenue for me? I'm not disputing that you should not sell your DVD or whatever. You use money to do it, but their intent is not major. That's why sometimes you see a lot of Christian filmmakers, they keep on distributing their movies free. Sometimes they produce 1,000, especially in Nigeria, and I've received quite some films outside Nigeria free of charge. Films. I'm talking about films, Christian films. So it's not only Nigeria that are giving it out. If their intention is to make the money back, then number one, that is it. The content. The intent is the primary, the content. Number two, the techniques. If I'm using a technique, I cannot be revealing something that is not good for the world to see. I cannot be giving soft pornography. And that is why anybody who's doing a Christian film and they are smoking real, they are sleeping with themselves real, that's not a Christian film. That's pseudo-Christian film. Do we get it? So that's pseudo-Christian film. So you need to understand the content, the intent. Our casting, we cannot cast unbelievers for a film. We cast believers who are born again. I think I've explained so much about it. Our crew is, we thank God these days, people are being trained. Many of us have gone for training and retraining so that we can be one of the good ants, one of the best ants we have in the land. So your crew should be a Christian, not somebody that will be on set and begin to curse people. You will not prosper if you make noise. Your location should edify body of Christ. Your location should not be somewhere that is so challenging and is controversial. You're shooting your script. Are you having the right equipment? Don't compromise on your equipment. Don't compromise. Those are the things. You don't compromise. Where you need to use a tripod, use tripod. Where you need to use a monopod, use monopod. And that is it. So I want to submit here that film is not film. Film is not film. It's not true that film is film. There is a secular, there is a sacred. But the difference between a sacred is that sacred brings people back to God, to their creator. It brings creator back to their creator. It preaches the gospel of Christ. It revives the heart of believers. It doesn't only teach moral lessons like the secular, but it also teaches spiritual lessons that you will take action. How many of you have watched a film and you see the person has not been praying before, and you watch the film and the demon was oppressing the person, and after a while was able to stand up and he was praying fervently, and immediately you are watching it, you watch the film and you stand up, you put off the film and you begin to pray. How many of you? That's happened to me several times. I've watched Monzan film that I will pause the film and I will pray. I've watched Yvonne film that I will pause the film and I begin to pray for my life. So there are film genre, there are action film, there are adult film, like I've mentioned, there are romantic film, there are science fiction film, there are silent film, there are short film, there are war film, there are horror film. There is something we call now Christian film. Even under Christian film, you have all these things that you have mentioned that is under. One of the horror films is when it comes to deliverance. You see demons chasing somebody and all that. You know, we in Africa, we have a peculiarity of voodoos and all that. There's some herbalists here, which you may not. In America, in other Western culture, they have psych, people that see the witchcraft and all. That's why Halloween was so much popular. You understand? So with this, we have a family theme and Christian theme. You understand? So there is a lot of things that God is helping us this day. So please pass your comment, put on your comment, and the Lord will help us. Please share the video. I want to stop here. I want to say thank you very much for joining. Tomorrow again, by the grace of God, like I said, until there is no opportunity to come online, which I believe there will always be opportunity, or when maybe I'm busy